All right, it's 26 Sports here with Tim Bradley. First, I'm going to talk to you about the Jose Ramirez and Josh Taylor fight. How do you feel seeing them after the weigh-in now, getting ready for tomorrow night?
Well, these boys are lit.
Yeah.
They lit, man. I love to see those type of intense face-offs. You know, that's what the sport needs. We need that type of delivery from both guys, and that just shows you that both guys are hungry and they ready to show what they've been working on in camp, man. Both guys look great.
Yeah.
You know, I thought that the skin of Ramirez, I thought he looked thin, fit. I didn't think he didn't look like he was drained at all. His eyes weren't sunken in. He wasn't angry at all. He seemed calm, cool, collected. On the other side, flip side, Josh seemed a little bit out of, I don't know. I think that's his character. Yeah. I keep hearing that's his character.
He gets agitated during fight week.
But he gets very agitated, and it's a little different to see. But
did you hear what happened in the hallway?
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah. But I think that's part of. But I think that's part of his game. I think that's part of his game plan.
Yeah, that was a good little scrum that they had out there.
Well, the thing is that he needs Ramirez to get overly aggressive.
Yeah.
You know, if he has to attack Ramirez and Ramirez sits on the outside and plays defense for a little while, things can get a little difficult for him. He's expecting Ramirez to come forward, and he's trying. He wants to antagonize him. He wants to push him. So Ramirez got to be smart. I mean, he has a smart team around him, and I'm sure they're telling him like, "Hey, just calm down, dude. He's trying to get you off your game." But if that is part of his tactic, it's a great one, man.
Yeah.
And
so now with this fight, obviously, as we heard, Pacquiao's going to go against Spence. Obviously, Bud loses out on a big fight. But now, let's say the winner here goes up for Bud. How would that look, especially being it would be the last two undisputed champions at 140 meeting at 147? How would that maybe be more of a legacy fight for Bud, as well as, that big kind of marquee fight, because it would be fresh in the mind of the fans that this is a dude that just won 140 against a guy that won it all before him.
I think any of those fights would be great. I think Bud just need a dance partner. That's just it. I want to see Bud Crawford in the ring. I don't care who it's against, to be honest with you. But if it's against the winner here at 140, it's fantastic. It's great. I think that the winner here at 140 will want to go up, and I think that they have the nerve and also some skills, and they want to see what they can do at 147 against Bud Crawford, because a lot of people still have they have him number 2 probably right now due to Canelo being number 1, but arguably one of the best fighters in the world. So any of those fights, man, even the Spence Pacquiao, it's cool. Like, now that I think about it, it's like Spence told us that he wants to have all 3 belts. Once he has all 3 belts,
he would still have to fight Ugas.
Does Ugas have the belt right now?
Ugas got elevated with Pacquiao being out.
No, but this is the thing. Oh yeah, Pacquiao has to fight Ugas.
So he would have to fight him again. So one way or another, that fight would have to happen.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
That's terrible. I thought all along that.
Yeah, because when Manny beat Keith, he took the.
I remember that. But I thought all along that Pac gets the shot at the title, but I didn't know that they lifted Ugas to the championship.
Well, I think if he came back to fight Ugas, he would get the.
That's what it is.
Because he went in there. But either way, we know what it is. Ugas is a worthy champion, but we want Bud and Spence. If he gets to fight with Spence, it's cool. But no, we want Bud Spence.
All right. So now this is my take now. Spence is getting packed, getting that money grab, and getting that resume, hitting his name on his resume. Get a big paycheck. Getting a big paycheck, but then at the same time stalling the Bud fight, man. Jeez. Why didn't he just fight Ugas?
From what
first?
I heard, it was that fight was supposed to happen in July. Once Bud and Manny broke down, they immediately switched it.
See, but I'm just saying, man, that should have.
Yeah. Because it should have been happening.
It would have helped us if Manny and Bud was fighting.
Yeah.
And then Spence, Ugas fought, and then they finally meet.
Yes.
Then they finally meet. That would have helped us. But now we got to wait a whole nother damn year.
Probably, yeah.
Oh, man, this is terrible, man.
Yeah.
This is not cool.
So as we're talking about Bud and Spence waiting, let's talk about the 2 other young guns in that weight class. I heard you talk about Ennis. I honestly think Ennis is the future of the sport personally. That's the guy I have. But Vergil Ortiz, I also see that too. I actually made a video about fighters under 25, the only fighter from every media member that was rated on there, at least that they had him on there, was Vergil Ortiz Jr. as well as Jarron Ennis.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that when they get to their point that we would have to wait that long, or do you think once it's there they're going to be like, oh, let's do it?
Both these guys are ambitious. Nah, this younger generation is a little bit different. Both these guys are ambitious. If they're around the same company, it's just going to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to happen eventually. I'd rather it happen sooner than later.
Definitely.
Because what you need to understand is that they can fight again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
They're
saying?
both young.
Get a young, pow. Or get a young, boom. 5 years later, do it again, boom. You know what I'm saying?
Because they're both going to move up.
Yeah, exactly.
They're both big at 147
and that's what I see. But you know, these fighters, they just want to, you know, a lot of these companies, they want to protect the asset. They don't want them to lose right away. You know, it's just what it is. But it's the nature of the sport. But anyhow, I like both of them. I like how tenacious and determined that Vergil is. His intensity he brings into the ring, that fire. He comes forward, aggressive. You know, good counter puncher, good body puncher. And then you have Ennis that can do a little bit of everything. Switch southpaw, throw punches, triple left hooks.
He's got it all. Yeah.
He's long. I mean, dude.
Fast and that. The speed that he has to go with the power he has, to me, when he knocked out Lipinets, honestly, I was surprised. I thought he would beat him. Well, I didn't think he was going to stop him that early and dominate him as bad as he did.
Come on.
I knew he was going to win. I just didn't think to that point.
I knew he was going to knock him out.
I thought maybe if it would be 10th round, because Lipinets is a durable dude. But once he caught him, I was just like, all right, it's over. Like
Lipinets is watered down and too small.
Yeah, but
too small.
I think it was just more of that's the biggest name that he's got, and he didn't just pass it. It was like he made him look like he was fighting some dude off the street.
It was easy.
Yeah, he made it easy work, as
He's
they say.
a 140 pounder.
Yeah,
Lipinets is a 140 pounder at best. 147.
Yeah, but it was just impressive. That's why, to me personally, those are the two best up and comers coming up. T.O., Ryan, all these other guys, but those two are the ones that I think are going to be the ones going forward.
Yeah, Ennis, Boots got a lot of skill. I love his father, old school teachings. I like the fact that Boots believes in himself, believes in his skill set. I like the fact that he wants the big fights out there. He's not shying away from him. He's calling out Bud. He's calling out Span. He wants all the smoke. Very rarely do you see a fighter being that young that want that work, man, and want all the smoke. So you got to respect guys like him, appreciate him. Again, give him his roses while you're here.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't wait to see him fight again, just so I can access a little bit more. I would love to see him fight against some older veterans, I should say, older veterans.
I think Ortiz is actually going to face Mean Machine coming up next.
Oh, that's great. That's a great matchup.
July or August.
That's a great fight.
So let's get Ennis against someone of that caliber.
Exactly. Yeah, anybody in the top 10, I wouldn't mind seeing him fight.
Well, you know what? Let's throw Ennis in there with Ugas.
Why not?
There we go.
Why not? I would love to see that. I don't think it's too premature. I think it's perfect.
I think Ennis is maybe a little further along in development wise, but I think
Ennis has what, 26 fights?
Yeah. But
dude,
I just think of Ortiz. If let's say he stops Mean Machine in 6 rounds, then you're like, oh, you already know the talk. Oh, well, what did Bud do? Bud went a little further. He beat him here. Even though people don't take into account, okay, that's a couple years ago. That's when Mean Machine was a little bit more fresh and everything. Mm-hmm. But it'll just be the talk that, oh, well, he did it a little earlier. Yeah.
It's not necessarily you gain more experience when you go through defeat and you get better as you mature, as you get older. Mean Machine is still a doable guy. He's tough.
That's a perfect test.
The style of Mean Machine, I think, is the perfect style for Ortiz. And it's a style that's going to bring fireworks. Yeah. Seriously, because both these guys like to fight off the front foot and be aggressive. And Mean Machine is not a guy that likes to go backwards. Yeah. If you push him back, you got him. As you can see, when Bud transitioned and being an aggressor,
and you stopped him.
He was able to stop him. So I see the same situation possibly happen for Vergil Ortiz if he can deal with the punching power. Yeah. Be defensive, be careful in there early on, take the shots and deliver his own shots. And I think he probably might even stop him. So
definitely, I agree with you. But that's just the fight I would love to see with them too. Hopefully, we don't wait as long for Bud and Spence. One last
we've been waiting an eternity for Bud and Spence, bro. It's been I don't even care about the fight. Like the more we talk about the fight, man, like
honestly, I'm to the point where when it happens, cool. But if it doesn't, I'm already like, yo, I can't wait for Ennis and Ortiz. One last question. You know, you guys had the little Twitter stuff with Herring, how you talked about criticisms, but now during his last fight, obviously it was the best performance he's put up. Amazing work that he did. When he got that shot, that uppercut, your reaction. I mean, we can't see because it was all like that, but your reaction. How did you what did you think the moment you saw that shot land and the way you see Carl go back? Like what was in your mind at the time?
It was honestly, it was joy. It was joy because I said to myself, I said, thank you, Lord, for delivering this to this man because of everything that I said in the post fight after his last performance. I think it was against Okendo.
Yeah.
But I said, you know what? He needed to go through that because you got to think about it. He got cut in the same eye, headbutt, same eye. Blood was dripping down his eye.
He smiled.
But the way he reacted.
Yeah. He smiled through it like, okay, watch.
The way he reacted, you know what I mean? Now, if that would have happened, if he didn't get criticized, if he didn't go through what he went through and go through that agony, would he be strong enough to deal with that, during the course of this fight, during the course of the fight against Frampton? Don't know. But the fact that he went through it already, the fact that he got somewhat, quote-unquote, railroaded, it helped him. It helped him. And you know what? I don't mean no harm. I love Jamel Herring. I love him as a person. He's a great guy. I'm not in the sport to tear down these guys. I'm in the sport to lift these guys up. I just told the truth from what I thought I saw, whether he believed it or not. But that right there showed everybody, including myself. Ain't no quitting that dog. Yeah. That boy is the man. Yeah. He's the man. He's the warrior that I thought he was, and just proved everybody wrong. Yeah. And so I'm so happy for him. And now that he continues, he can grow from here. All
right, last one. This is the fight that I'm pushing on Twitter. How badly do you want to see him and Oscar Valdez? That's the fight I want.
Wow. That's a good fight.
That's what I want to see.
That's a really great fight. That's a really, really, really great fight. And, right offhand, normally I know who I'm going to pick. It's how do you bet against Oscar Valdez after that last performance? And then it's after Jamel's last performance.
Career performances for both.
Unbelievable. Yeah. And you got a smaller guy in Oscar Valdez, but an athletic guy in Oscar Valdez, a guy that has a left hook that's vicious, that can give Herring problems, especially on that eye. There's a lot of things to look at in that fight, man. I think the guy that execute that game plan is going to win the fight, you know. So, great fight. Another great fight that I would love to see.
All right. Thanks, Tim, and have fun, and thank you for stopping by.
Dog.